So I appreciate Makeda Smith hanging in there with us. Makeda, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, and you are the CEO of Savvy Chicks in Real Estate. You know, we've been doing this series on our called Our House, keeping homes Black owned. And one of the things we're finding that individuals like yourself, real estate groups are coming up together and really trying to get the message out about not only financial wellness but also property ownership and what have you. Tell us about Savvy Chicks in Real Estate. What's that?
So Savvy Chicks in Real Estate, it actually is a marketing agency and a business consulting agency that helps women in real estate to build their brand online and offline. And I founded the company back in 2017 when I had a lot of real estate agents, just because I've been in real estate since 2004. They were reaching out to me saying, like, how are you getting all this business online? And so I turned it into an actual business. And so it's one of the things that I've been able to do over the last 4 or 5 years that I have absolutely loved to do. And of course, a lot of the women in Savvy Chicks in Real Estate are attracted to the brand, to myself, because I look like them, I talk like them, I move like them, and we have a lot in common. And so a lot of those women are African American women from all over. And so for me, my goal is to help them to be able to thrive within their local market. And now we're moving them to build their business outside of their local area and get licensed in other countries, because that was something that we were not looking at doing. And especially for Black women in real estate.
That's amazing. You're right. It's I mean, when you said that, I just thought about it. I mean, to sell real estate in other countries is something, because there are a lot of, I mean, there were stories about people who are relocating or actually buying vacation homes or what have you. And, who do you do business with that you can trust? Right. And so that sounds like something Savvy Chicks in Real Estate is well, it's the marketing firm, but it sounds like something you all are addressing as well. Is that correct?
Yes, because I actually have a conference every single year that's called License and Unbothered. And so one of the things, also the reason why I birthed the company, is because when I was getting my commission checks when I was, in my 20s, no one told me that I'm helping somebody else to buy a home, that I should be helping them to myself to also buy a condo, to buy a multifamily property. And so for me, I'm letting the ladies know you need to have multiple streams of income. So while we're helping our community and helping other families to achieve wealth through real estate, we need to be helping ourselves because we don't do that for ourselves. We're normally the ones pouring out and helping people to achieve their real estate goals, when we need to be achieving our own as well, in addition to what we do for our clients.
We're recognizing January as Financial Wellness Month. And so while we're talking about resolutions, which we probably can't talk about now because we've been told to throw those out the window, but let's talk about goals, financial goals in 2023. What is your message to young real estate professionals or anybody when it comes to setting those financial goals for the new year?
So I actually just had a quarterly planning session with real estate agents on now almost 2 weeks, because we're almost a week into the year. About 2 weeks ago, we had a quarterly planning session, because I found that when you are looking at your annual goals, and let's say, for an example, a real estate agent, you want to make $250,000 per year. A lot of times they're focused in on getting those goals accomplished for the entire year. But if you break those goals down into quarterly goals, to where you're able to achieve them month by month and build it out every 3 months, I want to accomplish these core things, you will be able to hit those goals even more when you work on your core projects. So what are the things that you most importantly want to get done? And then what are some of your quick wins that you can get done? And then what are some fillers, some things that, like, you need to check off your plate, but if you don't do it, it's not going to hurt your business. And that's how they're going to be able to see their business grow. I was talking to a realtor late last night, maybe about 2:00 in the morning, because sometimes they reach out on IG, and she was just telling me how she's in a market to where it's predominantly white, and it's been hard for her to break out into the luxury market. And I was telling her that you have to find your groove. You have to go where your market is and find out how you're going to disrupt. Even though that could be the case in your area, how are you going to think outside of the box and disrupt? And then I told her, don't even just look at your local area. Think about getting licensed across other countries so that you're not just looking at the city that you're in and people not giving you an opportunity to break into that particular market because you don't look like them.
Interesting. And let me ask you about this other countries part, because this is really fascinating. Are there places that are more, again, locally people that look like him, her market, but when you look at a global market, are there places that you're looking at that seem to be really ripe for the real estate agents that you're working with?
So I have my eye on DR. So DR, Dominican Republic, I just got licensed there
Hmm.
last year. And so us having a conference there, it just happened to work out. It wasn't anything that I planned. But when I was coaching one of my clients who was a real estate broker in California, she owns a brokerage in Georgia. She's a Black woman as well. And she was telling me how she was licensed in Punta Cana. And I was like, how is this possible? And she was like, Makeda, it's really, really simple. You just have to pay a fee and then you get your license. You join a real estate brokerage there and you get your license. And a good thing about it is that you don't have to be licensed in the States in order to be licensed in these other countries. So if you're a real estate investor, you're thinking about buying foreign properties and foreign investments, you can actually go and get your license in these other countries, even if you're not licensed in the US. And so I am pushing for us to look at global opportunities, because when you think about billionaires, and when I'm reading the book Play Bigger, it talks about looking outside of your market. When you look at companies like McDonald's, Netflix, and how they position themselves, they started in the US, but then they moved to another country that was the closest to them, which was Canada. And so for me, I'm looking at what makes sense for my market. Like where is the growth happening? Where is the tourism happening? We had a lady, Denise, the broker on Instagram. She just opened up as the first Black woman. You might want to have her on as well, as the first Black woman to open her own brokerage in Dubai. So she picked up her family and she moved over there, but she already has built a team of over 100 agents in Georgia, in Atlanta, but now she's building over here in Dubai. And so that's a big thing for her and within her legacy that she's leaving for her family. And then she's inspiring all of us to even go further outside of these countries as well.
This is amazing, Makeda. I mean, you have just opened the eyes of so many people, because we do get so locked into not only our own country, our own city, our own neighborhood, our own block. It's kind of, the perspective that some people have, but to begin to sort of stretch that out, to me, that's a goal for the new year. Think globally. I really love that concept, and I'm so grateful that you were here to share, your successes. Now, you said you're having a conference coming up in Punta Cana.
Yes. And so June 9th through June 12th, we have a conference coming up. Every single year, we have had this conference for the last 4 years. This is our 5th year anniversary. We always have the conference in Chicago. This time, we're taking it to Punta Cana. It was one of the suggestions that our member made, and it came to pass. And now we're going to have our first conference outside of the US. But the thing that happened with that, with us having it outside of the US, now it has birthed us to be able to think, okay, where else in the world can we take this conference to? Because when you talk about financial literacy, we have people that come to talk about real estate investments. We have people like Davon Reeves, who owns 3 hotels as a Black woman in Atlanta, Georgia, where we would have never thought about owning a hotel until she became a living example for us. And so I'm always putting people up in front of our agents and women in business in general that, can aspire to be what they see before them, because these people are actually living it in real life.
So how can people find out about the conference?
They can go to savvychicksandrealestate.com. There is an entire page that breaks down the conference and everything that's going to be going on. We just had an emotional intelligence expert on. We're going to have a body language expert on. So I was really tuned in when Sylvia was talking, but we're going to have a body language expert that's going to be teaching our ladies among real estate property tours, because now I want to take the ladies and let's look at some beachfront properties. Let's look at some hotels that are in Punta Cana and see what's for sale, see what we can own, see what we can buy, and then have it as short-term rental, that even if it's going to be your vacation home, a second home, you can always rent those things out and put it on Airbnb and other places for people to be able to book as well. And that's additional streams of income. There is no shortage of money to be made out here in these entrepreneur streets.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Makeda, thank you so very much for being with us today and for inspiring us, as far as our pocketbooks are concerned. Mm-hmm. So I love it. We hopefully will get some more information, talk to you again. I always like to have my guests to know that you're welcome to come back anytime and to talk some more about, just all of the wins that you're experiencing. So good luck to you. Happy New Year. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Denise.
Okie doke.